Hi everyone and welcome back to the Honey Herd. If you are new here, my name's Paul and this is my first year as a beekeeper, learning everything from scratch along the way. In the last video, we introduced the Honey Herd. My plan to set up an apiary here in North Wales, produce delicious honey and document the whole process. So today we're taking the next big step, setting up the beehives. Now we don't have any bees yet, but we need to make sure their homes are ready for when they arrive. The first big decision we have to make is where we're going to keep our hives. Now apparently you have to get this right from the start because moving them later is a real hassle. So I've chosen this beautiful spot behind me, and here's a few reasons why. It's got shelter from strong winds, which we do get a few of those here in North Wales. It gets early morning sun, which will get the bees up and working early. There's access to fresh water nearby, and last but not least, there's ample forage in the area. Okay, so let's get those hives in place. So here's our spot we've chosen. We're just using wooden pallets for hive stands. We are on a budget. They should keep us going for a couple of years, I hope. And look, plenty of windbreak. Hopefully this is going to help with any strong winds that come howling through here. As I mentioned, we do get quite a few of those here in North Wales. Now it's March at the moment, early March, so this is all going to grow up. Obviously we'll have to make sure that we maintain it. I think this putty here will need cutting back a bit more. Okay, so let's start with our bottom board. Now according to my compass on my watch, don't know how well you can see that, southeast is that direction. So we're pretty close. I don't want the hives on an angle on the stands, so I'm just going to go that way, which is east. Now I need to work from them from the sides. So here's the front. So they'll be going, that's east. So first we have our bottom board. Next we're going to need a brood box. We're going to be using a double brood, and this one's already got some frames taken out, ready for the nucleus colonies that were going to arrive, or I have to pick up, I should say. So, second brood box. Second brood box in place. Queen excluder. Ambitious, 2 honey supers. One down, well, let's get the rest going. Our hives are in place, but we still need the bees. That's to come in a future video. But for now, let's have a closer look at the apiary. Okay, so let's take a closer look. We still have a lot to do, but I feel like it's a good start. Here we have a nucleus hive. That's what our bees will be arriving in, or will be in when we pick them up, whichever one happens. Of course, we'll document that in a future video. So we have a nucleus colony and hive 1 on the first stand. We don't have names for our hives yet, so if you'd like to suggest some names, please leave them in the comments. So hive 1, it's a cedar hive from Maysmore Apiaries, which we've painted. We have 2 brood boxes and 3 honey supers. We will be using a queen excluder, which you can see there in the middle. Next to that, we have our nucleus box, which we may use for making any splits that we need to through the year, or maybe even putting out early in the year as a swarm trap. To the left here, we have and this is a plastic hive from Enel. I wanted to try different hives, so we have the cedar hives and the plastic hives. I wanted to try different hives just to see what the difference is. So as you can see there on the bottom, we have 2 separate entrances which can be opened and closed, 2 brood boxes, a queen excluder, 3 honey supers. This one actually has a feeder in place under the lid, and then the lid which has some good ventilation there. It's all strapped down on crates. Let's move on. So you can see the floor needs sorting out. Too many trip hazards here, but we've put some fabric down which is supposed to help prevent any growth, but I can see it's already got holes in. We're hoping to get some strips of lino, some offcuts of lino, whatever, and just sort this out a little bit. Obviously we can't have these big rocks in the way, we're just going to be tripping over them. And here, this is cute. We'll come back to this. So here's our third hive, we'll call hive 3. I'm in the brambles here. So again, a floor with an entrance. That one's got an entrance reducer in. Two brood boxes, a crown board, sorry, a queen excluder, 2 honey supers. There's a crown board under the lid. And obviously that's strapped down on some pallets as well. So the 2 at the front here, they're facing south, and the one behind, that's facing east. I've tried to keep it so we're not going to be standing in the flight path of the bees when we're doing our hive inspections or just generally milling around in the apiary. If you've got any hints or tips, again, just please leave them in the comments. Now this might be a bit ambitious. I saw some videos on queen rearing, so grafting and queen rearing. So I grabbed a few queen rearing boxes, which have been beautifully painted by myself and my daughter. I believe that painting them different colours helps the returning queen distinguish which hive is actually hers, so we don't get so many queens entering the wrong hive, and that's probably not going to go well. So we've painted them in different colours. Might be a bit ambitious for our first year, but we thought we'd give it a go and see what happens. So as for the surrounding area, we have some hawthorn here. I'm not sure if that's good for the bees, if they forage on hawthorn or not. Behind there we have a lot of bramble, which again, windbreak and a bit of forage maybe, as well as trees and a hedgerow behind. So all very good for shelter while still being hit by the morning sun. Let me know in the comments about the hive location and the setup. If you have any hints or tips, please leave them in the comments. So that's it, the hives are all set up and ready for the bees to arrive. But before they do, I'll be double checking everything and making some adjustments. I'll be removing the honey supers as it's just too much space for the bees to keep warm, and I'll add them back later in the season. We've still got a few bits to do, like sorting out the floor, but it's basically all here. Thanks for watching the honey herd. We'll see you in the next video.